It's like I'm seeing my whole entire room as if I was watching it on a camera or something,
Okay.
but from in my body with my eyes closed.
Hey everyone, welcome to Beyond the Hub podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Brandon. Today, we're going to be discussing the dream realm and maybe how it's connecting lucid dreaming and astral projection or remote viewing, whatever you want to call it, what the link is between those. So why don't we get started on that? What do you think about this? Because I think, just to preface this, a lot of this is theory.
Yeah.
We don't really have a way to confirm unless you've had some personal experiences like I have. So what do you think the relation is between lucid dreaming and astral projection?
Like you were saying before, I think they are connected in a sense there where it's like leading to another. So like you start with a lucid dream, then you go into the other plane.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be connected, right?
Right. I have trouble trying to figure out what the dream realm is, because in the dream realm you'll see things that aren't exactly how they are in reality, but in the astral plane it is literally a plane of existence that is layered on top of reality. The dream realm isn't necessarily layered on top of reality, but it's based from reality. It looks real, but like things will be a little off there. Like in a dream, it's been reported that if you look at text, the words will be blurry or jumbled up and you can't really read something right. Watches and clocks, the numbers, like some clocks look blurry, or like the numbers are melting off of them or some weird stuff like that. So I personally have been really trying to figure out how they're connected.
So you think it's like it's a reality inside of a reality?
The dream realm?
Yeah, and then the astral plane is inside that reality.
I don't think that's the case, because if the dream realm was a reality inside of a reality, and then the astral plane is within that, then that means that the astral plane couldn't be a layer on top of reality.
Or maybe it's the opposite then. Maybe the dream realm is on top of the astral plane.
That I do think. I think, yeah, that makes more sense to me personally. I think that the dream realm can be entered through the real reality and through the astral plane. I think it links both of them, personally. That's what I think. Because, as I mentioned in last episode, astral projection, there have been people on the forums that I read back in the day discussing their experiences where they have entered someone else's dream through astral projection.
That's nuts to me.
Right? Like, let's just talk about that in itself for a second there. Like, when I was 19 trying to visit my friend while he was in the army, it didn't cross my mind the invasion of privacy it would be to enter someone's dream. Like, that's like getting changed in your bedroom and finding out somebody had a spy camera set up watching you get naked. Like, wouldn't that make you feel weird?
Kind of makes it think like if the government did that to you, they're the ones implanting those thoughts in your head where you think, oh, I had this dream last night. No, we gave you this dream last night.
That's Inception type stuff now. Like, and in Inception, they didn't straight up give somebody a dream. They would just make minor suggestions to their subconscious. It's so many levels deep, so that every level up you go, that suggestion gets more significant. But I think that's possible to do that, to give somebody a suggestion in a dream. Like the premise of Inception, I think is possible.
Yeah.
But the fact that they entered people's dreams, is that Hollywood telling a little bit of truth?
I think so. We talked about that before.
So. I think so, personally.
We think they're subtly dropping hints.
Yeah. And so to just talk about entering someone's dream without their permission or knowledge, which isn't required. You don't need someone's permission or knowledge. You can just go in. from my research, I didn't do it myself, so I can't say 100% this is the fact that you don't. But from my research and reading up on these forums, there were people who were using it as a reconnaissance tool or a way to manipulate a person. To be like, this person was being mean to me in real life, so I went into their dream and set them straight, and now they're being nice to me. Like that's something somebody said in a forum. So where are they entering? They're entering someone's dream. Is that an actual realm? Is that an actual place?
Which dream are they?
Or is like, so is the dream realm a shared realm between everybody who goes and dreams? Like, if I dream at the same time that you're dreaming, are we both in the same place? Or is it created by strictly my subconscious? Which is why I don't think dreams are just subconscious. I think it is a place.
Interconnected, like a hive mind sort of thing.
Yeah, somehow connected.
Somehow connected. And we go to this world. Everyone does it, unless you're a robot. And I mean, there's cases where people have the exact same dream.
Yeah, that's true.
So
there's also recurring nightmares, recurring dreams, where you have the same dream over and over again. Whether it be within the same night or every night for a set period of time, like that's a thing that happens. So I'm trying to understand, and hey, if you guys watching have any idea on how to connect these dots, please share it with us, because I have been on this journey for so long trying to figure out how they're connected. And all I know is that there is an absolute significance, just don't know what the significance is, linking the astral plane to the dream realm. I just don't know what it is.
I'd like to see if you could ever find that book. I'd like to see there and see if we can connect the dots through that way.
My dream journal?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I would love to. I'm moving pretty soon, so when I move, I'll actually going to be settling in for a little bit, so I'll actually unpack all of my stuff and go deep into all of my things that I've just let stay packed basically over the years. So maybe I'll find it. I know, if anything, it might be next to my I used to have this book that I would write all my song lyrics in. It might be near there, because that was around the same time I got both books. My grandma got me the song lyric book, and I got myself this dream journal. So I'll check it out. It might be there, but they both might be long gone. I don't know. That'd be great.
So is this in the? So what do you think? What spectrum is the sleep paralysis in then? Do you think it is in the lucid dreaming, or like just the dream realm, or do you think it's in that other plane?
I think sleep paralysis is something that happens to your physical body in the real and base reality that is happening alongside astral projection, or I don't even think lucid dreaming. I think it's just astral projection.
Because when I notice this happening, it's right when I'm like just waking up or just about to go into that realm. So maybe there's something that stops it.
That could be God himself.
Because I've had 2 experiences with sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was when I saw an actual being in there. I don't know if I told you that story.
No.
I may have. It was when I was laying on my bed this way, and if I'm looking at this direction, I got a stand-up fan here, the door's here, and my TV's on right here.
Okay.
It was like an old 80s TV, big box TV.
The heavy ones. And I woke up, and my clock was right here, so I noticed that. Woke up real quick, look at the time. It was like 3 something, and I looked down, and then there's something standing in the middle of my room. And when I tried to get up, and I couldn't move. I tried it it was because it gave me chills earlier when you were saying I was yelling for my dad, because I was yelling for my dad, but I couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. And
it looked like it was a little girl, and she was standing in the middle of the room, and she just walked straight to the TV. This was after a couple minutes of just staring there. I couldn't. I was trying to yell. Everything in my body was like, it was one of the scariest feelings ever. Like so helpless.
So yeah, absolutely. And so this
Um,
entity was a little girl.
Yes.
Okay.
And she had gone and then just disappeared, kind of like walked into the TV, disappeared.
Isn't there a movie where something comes out of the TV? The Grudge?
Yes,
Is that
but
The Grudge?
But this is how I know it wasn't a dream, because I was awake the entire time. I saw this thing. I never shut my eyes again. And the second I started to be able to move my fingers like a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got up and I ran to my parents' room. But
Everything in your surroundings looked like it was real, right? So this is why I think that the sleep paralysis is a phenomena associated strongly with astral projection, because there's like multiple steps before you astral project, right? And the first part is you can it's like an out of body experience
mm-hmm.
where you're not completely out of your body, and you can be like primed to astral project but still in your body, which is sleep paralysis. So I think the next step of sleep paralysis is to leave your body, your soul to leave your body. I don't want to break this.
Good.
Is your soul to leave your body. So I think that I have never experienced a sleep paralysis experience where I have a nightmare and I wake up from my nightmare and I can't move. I've never had one. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying in my personal experience. I've never had one where I had a dream in general and I wake up and I can't move. But every time I have been sleep paralysis, my eyes are closed, but I can see my surroundings.
My eyes are wide open.
So that's strange.
Yeah.
That's strange.
I was able to get to where I'm physically seeing these things.
Because the sleep paralysis I've experienced, my body won't move at all, including my eyelids. I can't open my eyes, but I see everything around me. But on a greater field of view than like, what do we have? Like, you can kind of see like a cone out in front of you, and your peripherals let you see a little bit to your side, but not behind you. Right?
Yeah.
Well, when I would have sleep paralysis, I see everything.
I didn't
like
see
a full
that.
360, but like it's not like I'm seeing it out the back of my head, but it's like I'm seeing my whole entire room as if I was watching it on a camera or something.
Okay.
But from in my body with my eyes closed.
Like my eyes were open.
And when the last time when I sat up and screamed in the demon's face, my eyes opened. So like I remember being sleep paralysis, frozen, finally get up, and as I shoot up, I recognize and feel my eyelids opening and staring it straight in the face. So it was weird how I could see everything around me, but my eyelids were closed.
It's crazy because like when I was in it, this was a separate time, I tried to fight it and I physically could not. It was just like something like whatever's happening just shuts down all function.
I strongly think that sleep paralysis is maybe not 100%, but heavily influenced by outside entities.
Do you want to know something crazy too? I don't even think it just hit me. My sister's friend used to astral project, and she was able to do this. I can't believe I didn't bring this up. Maybe I did bring this up a long time ago, maybe to you. She at that same house where I saw that little girl. She had told me she was trying to show my sister how this worked, and she would go to sleep, and my sister would hide somewhere and like hold up a certain amount of fingers, and then she would wake up out of it, and then
she was able to do it at that level.
Yes.
How old were they?
They were like, I want to say like 15 or 16, like younger. But
to be that proficient at it at that age, that makes me think that maybe her parents were involved in some sort of occult stuff.
I think so too. I'd have to ask my sister who it was. But when she was in there, she came out and she told my sister, she's like, your house is weird. My sister's like, what do you mean? She's like, there's a little girl in here. And like when my sister told me that, it just gave me chills. I'm like,
because did you tell your sister you saw the little girl?
Yeah.
So then you saw the little girl first, and then your sister's friend sees the little girl also astral projecting. Man,
Like, could you see, like, that's why I'd be curious to see if you could see, you saw that demon thing.
I did.
So in that other, so you could be able to see
And it was
things.
the same demon 3 times.
Yeah.
All 3 times. I also thought it was significant that it happened 3 times. And the 3rd
Yeah.
time I was set free from it completely and totally. Not to say that there aren't other, spiritual warfare happens around us all the time. And I'm not saying that I'm completely free from the influences of spiritual warfare, but that particular entity and those particular experiences I have been freed from. And I actually just had a lucid dream like 3 months ago. I wasn't trying to, but my go-to when I'm in the dream is always to fly. Always to fly. It feels so amazing and free to just fly, and like where I'm willing myself to go. And when it happens now, in my dream, I think to myself, I did not want this. I did not ask for this. If I'm permitted to continue to remain in my dream, I'm going to assume this is permission from you, God, to continue. Are you trying to tell me something? Is there something going on? Is there something trying to hijack my dream? Like, what's going on here? Are you making me lucid so I can notice something?
So you think it only got bad when you started to astral project?
Yes.
But you said you had that one connection where you thought that was like the precursor to that being in that one realm.
Right.
But maybe he couldn't affect you as much in that realm. Maybe that's why that's the dream realm, and he can't affect you as much as he can unless you're in the other realm.
I think so. And I think that there's spiritual contracts, like spiritual law, that we're not completely aware of, that it's like the law that these entities have to abide and act by, that they may be able to get you to consent to things according to their spiritual law without you realizing it. And maybe that's why they get you when you're not aware, when your subconscious is the one running the show, if that's even true. Because if you're not conscious in your dream and you're not lucid, your subconscious is running the show. Because you're not consciously there. So if that's the case, you can subconsciously agree to things. Like, I've heard of people telling dreams where they were trying to get recruited for things, or like convinced to do something or participate in a ritual or something in a dream. And they're like, this was a little too crazy and on the nose of an experience for me to just be like, yeah, let's do this. And that's what shocked me into being lucid in the dream, was like, wait a second, I'm questioning this. Why am I just kind of going along with this? Wait a second, I wouldn't normally do this. And then they're lucid, and they're that's what saves them from being, like hijacked in their dream to agree to some spiritual contract.
Got some MK Ultra recruiters out there in the dream realm.
No, they're fucking demons, bro. They're fucking demons. I mean, maybe they could be, sure, but like, they're fucking demons. Like, I've heard so many stories of people saying, yeah, this demon dressed like this. There was a man in a top hat, well dressed like this, and he proposed to me. He'd give me this and that if I did this, and he tried to recruit me to do things for him. And he would visit me in my dreams regularly, and it would be the same guy every time. And some other guy would say, yeah, I've had an experience with, demon in a top hat, or a person in a top hat. They call them demons after the fact, because it's if it is a demon, demons can present themselves as a person the same way an angel can.
Yeah.
And they describe the same entity, and then they go as far as to say, what did your guy in your dream tell you to call him? They say the name, and it's like, that's what my guy is named too. So now this demon, is going into multiple people's dreams. They're halfway across the country from each other, and trying to initiate them into something, get them to give consent to something, like the deal with the devil kind thing, giving them powers or wealth or abilities.
Crazy thing is, if all of that stuff exists, you're willing to give the next, let's say, 60 years for eternity. You're trading that off.
Yep.
But who knows? I mean, maybe they're looking at, like, I don't know what's next, so maybe I'll just take it now.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
like winning the lottery.
A lot of these people don't look at things that way. They won't say, whoa, this confirms the Bible as being real and God creating everything and demons and angels fighting for us, our souls. Like, they don't look at it that way. They're just saying like, whoa, this is crazy. This is what reality is. Oh, this thing's recruiting me. Sure, I'll help you do whatever because I have no moral compass I follow. I just do whatever I want to whatever ends because I think when I die, I'm just dead. There's people who think like that and will just do that. And it's not until they see the true horror of how they've been deceived that they're like, what have I done? What have I gotten myself into? It's like, is it too late? I can't tell you yes or no. Only God can. It wasn't for me. But I will say, with the lucid dreams that I have now, I don't go to sleep trying to lucid dream. I don't go to sleep trying to influence my dreams. I don't go to sleep saying I want to dream about this or that or this or that. Nothing. I never want to astral project again. I've never had another sleep paralysis experience. But I have had 2 dreams where I wasn't lucid until the end, where weird things are happening. I'm somewhat conscious because I'm realizing, why am I agreeing to do these to go along? So for one example, there was, I don't remember what got us to this point, but there was like a bunch of like Nigerian or like Haitian gang members or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like dressed in like tracksuits or whatever, and hoodies, like windbreakers, zip up, like Adidas, like running tracksuits or something, right? They were all black. All their suits were all black, and there was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in the Escalade. There was a black Escalade, and it was pulling out front of this house, and I get out, and I'm like, when the moment I become conscious and realize there's something weird about this situation, I'm like waving goodbye to people, like, I'm gonna go with these guys and see what's up. I get into the back of the Escalade, and just to be clear, everybody, this is a dream. This is a dream I had. This isn't some astral projection or anything like that. But this was like a couple months ago. It was like April, May.
Mm-hmm.
I get into the back seat, and you know how there's multiple rows in an Escalade, right? The driver's looking ahead. He's looking in the rear view at me, and he's got this grin on his face. The passenger's like turned around. He's looking back at me. The 2 guys in the middle row turn around looking back at me. And then the 2 guys on either side of me, I'm sitting in between 2 guys. And the guy in the front and the passenger is like, so you down? You're going to come with us? You're going to come check this out? And I'm like, yeah, I want to check this out. I want to see what this is. And then I like hear myself think, like to myself, like, I don't want to go. What if this is recruiting? What if these people are evil? Why am I saying yes to this? I'm like, I'm not trying to go. And I just felt this dark vibe, this evil energy, malicious energy coming from them. And I was like, but I'm so curious. Wow, where are they taking me? What are we going to go do? And I could tell by the look that the driver gave me, it's like the look he was giving me was like, hey, we got another one. That's the kind of vibe I got from him. And as they were about to drive and take off, Kat woke me up. She wakes me up, and she's like, hey. And I had my son that night. And she's like, I feel a very dark presence in the room right now. And I'm like, what? You just woke me up. I was gonna go find out what was going on.
What the dark presence was.
And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, wait a second, I think you just saved me. And she's like, I don't know. I just don't feel safe. I don't feel like it's safe for Grayson right now. I'm like, oh, okay. So I immediately went into prayer. And I was just like, Jesus, get rid of all this, please. Like, whatever's here, you're not welcome here. Jesus, 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 Jesus. I'm just calling upon Jesus. And I didn't feel anything when I woke up, but she was just not okay. She was not doing okay. She was genuinely scared. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. So then like a week or 2 later, it was either within the same week or the week after that, I'm having another dream. And there's this like chick. So I'm like going through high school, but I'm my current age. My wife is her current age. But we're like just graduating high school.
It's like those old sitcoms or whatever.
And no. Wait, what do you mean?
Like the old flashbacks when like there's just terrible flashbacks from like older people like going back to the high school and like pretending like just like a beanie on, like, hey, I'm Brandon. I'm in high school.
Okay, yeah, a little bit like that. It's like there wasn't any question from the people we were hanging out with that we weren't of age.
Yeah.
Like we weren't appropriate age for graduating high school. But I'm walking where my high school was, through the back. There was a back road. There was a hill.
Okay.
From the student parking lot. You would go up the hill, get to a light on Main Street, and then you'd get out of there. So we're walking along the road there, and my wife is trying to tell me, like, hey, come with me. We're going over here to the bonfire with all the friends, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and then there was this seductive, like, chick that I don't recognize. I don't know who she was. She was just like, oh, we're having a fun party over here, and we're doing these crazy, like, portals in the sky and all this stuff, and they're trying to, like, get me to go over there. And I'm like, well, that sounds really freaking cool, though. I kind of want to go see what that is. Like, what's going on over there? And, like, this other girl ends up running down the hill and then across the street, and I end up, like, it's now or never. Am I going or am I staying with? Am I going or am I staying with? I'm like, I don't know what to do. And my wife is like, no, don't go. It's not gonna be what you think. And I'm like, but I gotta know though. I gotta know. What is it? I gotta know. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going. And so I start sprinting, and then my son wakes me up. And I'm like, that was the second time somebody woke me up as I was about to go, maybe agree to some sort of contract in the dream realm that I'm not aware of. Because my curiosity is getting the best of me subconsciously. Because there is that part of my subconscious that is very intrigued by this stuff. I want to know, but I don't want to do it. You know?
Always happens.
So...
But in your case, that was a good thing.
It was a good thing that they woke me up. And like in the moment I woke up, I was mad. I was like, what the? I was about to find out. And then when she told me dark presence. And then the second time she wasn't awake. It was my son tossing and turning, and he like kicked his feet right into my ribs and woke me up. He was like, eh. And I was like, what the? I'm like, Grayson, what the man? Why are you kicking me? Oh shoot, he might have just saved me.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe I was gonna agree to some because like I agreed to have that demon follow me by doing the astral projection. Like that, it was an unspoken contract. Like that's what it's nodding and shaking its head at me was telling me. Like, you don't know what you just did, boy.
I wonder if you can set something up. You know, like how on like Supernatural they would put salt around. Have you ever seen that show?
Yeah.
They put salt around in order to keep evil spirits away.
Like so that you could safely astral project?
Yeah, I wonder if you could you could put all these things around you. I wonder if that's the people who are like really into that and like continue to be able to do.
I don't know. No, I think the people who are really into it and continue to do it maybe have not seen the true face behind those entities. That's what I think.
So what do you think they see these things and they just,
because that demon could have chosen to present itself to me as like a super well put together guy in a suit just standing there like
caressing you?
Hey, now that you are here, welcome to the astral projection realm. You're a part of the astral plane now. Let's go on an adventure together. And I'd have been like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
What if that tether is actually stealing part of your soul?
That's a crazy thought. I don't want to think about that.
You said you broke it at the end and you felt this.
No, I didn't break it.
No, like you said when your dad said that prayer, you said you felt something where that tether
where the tether was in my astral plane and in my astral body and in my physical body. That's where I felt the warmth and love emanate from, like that fire. It didn't break. It was there every time. Like
that's the way they.
The only time
in.
I left my body was that first time, and the second time when I was floating in the corner of the room, it was still there. It was connected. The third time I didn't leave my body though. I was just seeing everything around me. No, I genuinely listen. There's another guy. If you're really interested, guys, and Nick, if you guys are really interested, there's another guy who tells a story that is about. It has to do with Anton LaVey. Do you know who Anton LaVey is?
Yes. Yeah, because
the Church of Satan guy, and he practiced astral projection. Anton LaVey, and he would astral project to take over someone's body, to like possess them. He would possess his daughter. Like these are things that happened. Multiple accounts. The daughter's account, the pastor that the daughter was staying with, Anton LaVey, was killed in the astral realm. After he left his body, I think there was some way where they cut his silver cord with, I think, the pastor or something, or the people who were working, doing the ritual with Anton. They cut his silver tether and he was pronounced dead.
So he died in that realm and then died in real life?
He died at the same time in real life that the cord was cut. So
it has to be some sort of a lifeline, or that is your...
It's what connects your body to your soul, your spirit, your astral. I strongly believe your astral body, your astral form is your soul, your spirit. That is what's going to exist after your body dies. That is your essence of being.
Maybe when you separate, you're creating the opening, and that's
Yes.
why that other guy was able to swoop in.
Yes.
And then when you close back up, it was too late.
Yes.
It's now open.
Yes. Agreed. So that's why I don't condone people who go astral project. So I know this episode was talking about, the dream realm and how it's connected to astral plane. But I still had so much to say on this.
Yeah.
And definitely, guys, if you're interested in this stuff, check out Anton LaVey's story. Don't look at Anton LaVey's perspective. I will probably come back with the name of the pastor that was involved in all of this. And if I could find any links to his testimony where he shared it on another podcast of his experiences, I will definitely include that on the bottom of this episode. I'll give it to Nick so he can put it there, because with my testimony, my experiences, and then you listen to this, guys, things are just going to come together in ways that you would not have expected.
It was nuts.
You listen to that video,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's crazy.
We did have someone respond to our post on Facebook. We post on Facebook. We post on YouTube. This comes from David Davies from Facebook group. I remember a moment one summer after working night shift. It freaked me out. I was walking home with a friend. At this junction, we would separate and walk different directions. And I am walking down this road next to a derelict train station, and I see a massive white, bright light flash over the mountain. Before I knew it, I felt this weird paralysis and feel my body slowly rising from the ground, lying down on my back. At the same time, I feel this weird sort of electric current waving through my body with a wavy sound as it would rise, as I would rise. At this point, I believed I might have died, and as I couldn't wake up. When I did eventually wake up in the afternoon, the bed was soaking wet with sweat beyond normal. Never had this happen before or since. It messed me up for a few days. I avoided walking down that road for a few good days. I always wondered to myself, was it a dream or something else?
That sounds insane.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even know if that was a dream.
Yeah.
But it was vivid enough for him to believe that it was real life, and then he woke up in his bed. So either it was a dream and it was extremely vivid and that was a crazy dream, or it was he really walked home with a friend, split up, and had some crazy experience where maybe he was abducted or something like that, and wound up waking up in his bed. Those are the only two things I could think of.
It's eerily similar to a story that I have, but I'm going to share it at a different time. But like I said before, all these things, they're studied. They are studied, and there's science to back everything up.
Yeah, with at least to whatever extent we can, and if those people are being truthful, that's always a caveat there.
So I want to read this just real quick. Studies show increased brain activity in specific areas during vivid dreams, suggesting a deeper connection to the dream realm. Interesting.
Some psychologists believe the dream realm is a manifestation of our subconscious mind, reflecting our deepest desires and fears. And I personally don't subscribe to that. I don't think it's just a manifestation of our subconscious mind, because then you wouldn't be able to enter someone else's dream.
It's
It has
there.
to be linked somehow.
It's there.
It's a place you can go.
Yes. we want to hear from you. We want to know how your visit to the dream realm went recently. I want you to share your experience in the comments if you would like to do so.
Please don't be afraid to share stories. I know sometimes it might be a little scary and you might be worried what people think about you, but you just not care and just share them, because you're going to help. If you do have experiences, you're going to help us as a human race discover what the truth is behind lucid dreaming, behind the dream realm, behind astral projection, and how they are all connected. How do all of these dots connect? That is really the question here. And like I always say, stay curious and keep seeking the truth, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeking here. What is the truth?
But talking about the dream realm has got me pretty tired.
You're corny.
So
yeah, this is gonna wrap us our series on lucid dreaming, the dream realm, and astral projection. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We had a blast talking about these topics. Well, more B-Rod than I, but
you bring up very interesting questions, very interesting perspectives, and that's why we do this together.
it was
We've
fun.
definitely got more exciting stuff coming up, so stay tuned.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. We can't thank you enough for tuning in to us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And after this plays, come back tomorrow, because at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be live. So share your paranormal stories with us then. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, take care, everybody. Stay curious. Keep seeking the truth.